Don't look now, but spring training is upon us. Full squads have reported to Mesa, Arizona, and the Chicago White Sox are looking good. Today, we'll be discussing which non roster invitees and Rule 5 picks have legit opportunities to make the roster. We'll get right into today's content right after the intro.
Welcome to Chicago White Sox Central, your number one place for all Sox news and content.
Good morning, Chicago White Sox fans. Welcome to another episode of Chicago White Sox Central, your number one spot for all things Chicago White Sox related. Y'all already know it's your boy Big Kev holding it down for the South Side, and we gonna get into the content. But first, make sure y'all follow me at Big Kev from the Shy, Big Kev from DACHI, Sox Central Pod. Also over on Twitter, Shy White Sox Central at gmail.com. Big Care from the Shy on Instagram, TikTok, and then like, comment, share, and hit that notification bell. Now let's get into it. The White Sox first game free for spring training is coming up this Friday versus the Chicago Cubs. And the team will be in full evaluation mode because that's what spring training is all about. It's not about wins and losses, but it's about looking at what your players can bring to the table, who may or may not make the roster. Now, there's much to be excited about for Chicago White Sox fans, including the signing of Japanese power hitting phenom Munetaka Murakami, the progress of young hitters like Colson Montgomery and Kyle Till, and young arms waiting in the wings such as Noah Schultz and Hagen Smith, among other things. But there are a few reclamation projects on this spring training roster as well. Now, it's going to be exciting to see what these guys could bring to the table because some of these guys have played on different teams already, and they're looking to kind of just get back into the swing of things, maybe make this roster and improve the team. So let's take a look at a few of the non-roster invitees, and the White Sox have 2 Rule 5 picks as well. We're going to discuss all of that. Now, last season, the Chicago White Sox sent Adrian Hauser to the Tampa Bay Rays for right-handed pitcher Ben Peoples. Now, Adrian Hauser was solid for the White Sox, but the team was just too terrible to keep him on the roster, and they turned him into Ben Peoples. He spent his first years in Tampa Bay's minor league system accumulating decent stats as a starter before moving over to long reliever last season. He had a 2.65 ERA, 39 strikeouts, and 37 in the third innings with the Durham Bulls. And then he was traded to the Chicago White Sox, and he gave up 7 earned runs, 9 hits, and 10 relief appearances. Now, that looks terrible, but in AAA Charlotte, that can happen. There's a lot of power down there, a lot of good batters down there in AAA Charlotte. We saw it last year with the Chicago White Sox when they called up Kyle Till, Ekakero, and Colson Montgomery, right? Now, he does have 5+ seasons of experience and an ERA of like below 400, and that's good enough to give him a chance to fight for a roster spot on the team this season. Now, Wilkerman Gonzalez and Baroa, they might be in front of him right now, but Ben Peoples definitely has an opportunity to become the long reliever for this Chicago White Sox team. We also got Grant Taylor, so on and so forth, but they can't pitch every day. So don't be surprised if you see Ben Peoples crack this roster and steal a rotation spot for one of those long reliever spots. All right, but let us know what you think in the comments below. Can Ben Peoples become a strong rotation piece for the Chicago White Sox out of the bullpen, or does he still have a lot more to prove? And does Wilkerman Gonzalez and Prolander Barrera have the edge on him? Now, after trading away Luis Robert Jr., the Chicago White Sox outfield went from somewhat of a strength, especially at center field, to a weakness. while Brooks Baldwin and Ronald Acuna Jr., they're going to be duking it out for center field. And then you got Benintendi and Austin Hayes. They're going to be in the corners. Listen, on the days Chicago White Sox got to rest those guys, somebody got to come in and play left field or right field, right? I'm looking at Lamonte Wade Jr., Leamonte Wade Jr. In fact, he actually capable of playing at first base as well as the outfield. So that right there is good enough for the Chicago White Sox to take a long look at him this spring training. And he has had success at a major league level. He's 32 years old and he has 7 years of experience in the major. He's played for the Minnesota Twins and the San Francisco Giants. He had a strong 2021 season as a left-hander, batting lefty with the Giants, and in 2023, 2024, he slashed 258, 376, and 401 with 25 home runs and 79 RBIs. That was ranking him 11th in on base percentage as well that season. So not bad for him, but in 2025, he had a precipitous fall from grace. I mean, it was terrible. He went from slashing 258, 376, and 401 to 162, 275, and 271 in 50 games with the Giants. Then he got designated for assignment and traded to the Angels, where he slashed even just worse 169, 260, and 215 in 73 plate appearances, which led to him being released in August of last year. So now Wade is looking to return to form with a young White Sox team that could use his veteran presence. Maybe working with Ryan Fuller can get him back on track in enough time to make the opening day roster, but we will see. Now, they may be long shots, but both Peoples and Wade could both be on the field come late March. But let us know what you think in the comments below. Like, can either of these guys crack the roster? Do we even need them? Or should we just be looking at all the young people that we have? Obviously, with Braden Montgomery waiting in the wings too. So last year, also, the Chicago White Sox struck gold in the Rule 5 draft, not once, but twice. Shane Smith became their ace and an all-star, and Mike Vassell was the best pitcher out of the bullpen. So could they have done it again this year? Well, Jetson Papayez was the second pick of the Rule 5 draft, and he's only 21 years old, and he's yet to advance past the high A level. Injuries prevented him from providing a strong enough sample size to properly evaluate him last year. But in 19 and a third innings, he had a 2.79 ERA with a 1.09 whip and a 27.7% strikeout rate with an immaculate 3.6% walk rate. Now, across his entire career, 96 and a third innings with the Boston Red Sox organization, mostly high A, he had a 3.17 ERA, reinforcing the idea that, listen, he's going to get results, period. So he throws strikes. He has a 5-pitch mix, and it's just he's young. So like you got an opportunity here because he's gonna have to stay on the roster for the whole season thanks to the Rule 5 rules. But he's only 21. So like, can he bring himself up to the majors? I don't know because he's only played at high A. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to crack this roster, frankly, but you got to take a look at this guy. You got to take a look at him. Now, he does have issues with durability. He doesn't really have that great of velocity, but he does have 5 pitches, and he has a fastball and a nice changeup, because that changeup is what really separates him from everybody else right now. I'm excited to see what he brings to the table, but again, I'm not sure if he can really crack the roster. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Now, the other Rule 5 pick, which I think has a big chance of making the roster, is 6'8", 24-year-old right-hander Alexander Alberto. He showed some ability with the Tampa Bay Rays in their minor league system, and then the Chicago White Sox snatched him up in December in the Rule 5 draft. Now, unlike Paez, Alberto might actually already be MLB ready because he has a cutting fastball with natural movement that reaches 101 miles per hour. And then you couple that with his 11.8 strikeouts per 9 innings that he did last season. Ooh, you got to take a look at him. And he understands what's at stake because of the Rule 5 situation. And he said this: it's a big challenge. That's why I'm working hard to take advantage of it. He said this during a interview with MLB.com back in December. I know there have been cases of players that weren't supposed to be at the level to make their major league debut, and they worked hard to make the team out of spring training. That's my motivation to be one of them. And I remember last season when we were doing this channel before we had to rebrand it. Um, we were talking about Shane Smith and how he was looking in spring training. And I even had people telling me that he wasn't going to make the team. And look what happened there. So Alberto, he also worked on his body. He's preparing himself for the workload of a possible full 62 game season as a reliever. He said, I've been working on my body, trying to strengthen my body. I lost a ton of weight throughout the season, so I've been trying to gain some weight and be stronger. Now, I said it earlier, he's 6'8", but he's only 203 pounds. And according to Baseball Reference, like that's just, that's not a good 203 pounds. You got to put on some more muscle. He'll definitely need to develop physically, and in order to withstand the rigors of the dog days of summer, you got to be ready physically, my guy. If he's going to stick around with the White Sox, he'll have to improve his fastball command and become more reliable with his breaking ball. He mentioned that he shortened his arm action and lowered his leg kick last season, and that helped him have a more repeatable delivery and better velocity. As a result, he walked only 3.9 batters per 9 innings. That's down from 8.1 batters that he walked per innings in the season prior. So he's gotten better. He's going to have to prove that he can be good enough to crack this roster, though, because between the two, though, it appears that Alberto has the edge over Paez, and they'll both have spring training and beyond, thanks to the Rule 5 requirements that a player remain on the roster for the entire season or be offered back to their former team. They'll have spring training and beyond to determine if either one of them can become mainstays on this roster. But let us know. Let us know what you think. Can either of these Rule 5 guys make the squad or any of the non-roster invitees? It was 22 of them. We only covered a couple of them today, but I think Leamonte has a solid shot. So does Peoples. But again, let us know what you guys think in the comments down below. But y'all already know what it is, man. Hit me up at Big Kev from the Shy on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, or Sox Central Pod. And of course, Shy White Sox Central at gmail.com. Like, comment, share, follow, hit the notification bell. Don't forget to follow the rest of the Chi-Town Sports family. Type in your favorite Chicago sports team. Put the word Central behind it. You will find one of us, as well as NBA Central, NFL Central, and the Shy Bulls podcast with the Cognac Boys, C-Dub, and Bobby. It's your boy, Big Kev, holding it down for the South Side. And we're going to holler at you guys next time, man. We appreciate the love and support. We're going to get up out of here. Peace.
This has been a presentation of the Break